at work we have like we're always training people to get better because we have
Yeah.
like a growth mentality, and we're not asking anybody to like be 100% every single day.
Yeah.
It's more so just about getting 1% better.
Thank you. Hey, you. We're here in Washington, D.C. This is the People's Podcast 2. I'm the Y guy, and you are our Y.
I think in some type of way, I struggle a little bit every day.
I just pray and then put my effort into whatever thing I want to put it into.
Communication is the key to success. I mean, that's what they say.
Absolutely. Yeah, unity is so important.
Hey, everybody. This is the Y guy. We're in Washington, D.C., and we're here with
Machi,
Machi. How are you doing today?
pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Are you from Washington, D.C.?
No, I'm actually from Maryland.
Maryland. Okay. So what brings you here?
So I'm actually advocating for women and children's rights all across the world with Plan International.
Okay. And how'd you get into that?
Well, it's kind of like a long story, but I'll give you like the short note version. Basically, I met somebody that was doing the same thing as me, and so what happened is that I got to like see like an amazing person, like personality and like spunk, and I was just like, wow, like I want to be just like that.
Okay.
I want to be like somebody's bright star in their darkest day.
Wow.
And so she just made a great impression on me, and she was always in the back of my mind. And so coincidentally, I actually met her that following summer, and she was at Georgetown Waterfront, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I see you again. I'm like, wow.
No way.
Yeah.
Randomly ran into her again?
Randomly.
Holy cow, that's pretty cool.
Right. So I was like, you know what? Like, what's up? And she was like, well, listen, we just met for the second time. If I meet you for the third time, it's godsend, bro. And I was like, cool. So like one late afternoon after getting like away from my job, I was like, I would love to do some nonprofit work and like actually like make a difference. And so I actually looked up like the nonprofit, and
Nice.
coincidentally, boom.
And that was the first one you saw? I mean, you looked it up?
No, it wasn't the
Oh,
first.
you looked
but-
up hers.
No, I just looked for like nonprofits
Okay.
and like just continuously looking, and then I found it.
Nice. Well, okay, so you worked your way back to it. Was she the first person you talked to when you called?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, man,
Yeah.
that's the coolest story ever. So that's awesome, and thank you for doing that. We just had an awesome conversation for what you guys are really doing and just trying to do a little bit to help. And I'm sure, like you said, there's some times where you've done so much in areas that you actually didn't have to keep yourself there, and you were able to get out and be able to put that energy into a new location. So
Yeah.
it seems like you guys are really working something special right now. And one of the biggest thing that's unknown is, child, whether it's sex slavery or whether it's just child abductions. It's not many people ever notice it, or they just kind of want to brush it under the rug. So thank you for making it known to people walking by, and thank you for just stopping and talking to me. I really appreciate it. And this is what you do for an income right now, huh?
Yes.
Okay. That's and do you think if your story was told to anybody, it can make an impact on their life?
It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
I think so.
I'm gonna twist this towards you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely that's a humble way to put it. It's definitely a work in progress as we go every single day. But I mean, I would say, if anything, you probably gained some major people skills through what you're doing currently. Because I mean, you came up to me with a huge smile on your face, and
Yeah.
it was tough not to say hello. And I'm grateful for the conversation again. And, have you ever dealt with any kind of struggle before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like anybody else.
Exactly.
The biggest thing that I kind of struggled with was kind of finding my own identity, or just like knowing what it is to be me, because I was like a hermit before this job, and
Yeah.
it's still a work in progress. Like I said, like before this business, I was just like always in the house, like just in my head, just working on like stories, and then coincidentally, I started having repressed memories come up from my past that kind of didn't follow the timeline that I knew. And so it's basically the same thing that I'm advocating for women and children's rights with when it comes to sexual assault, as well as like those icky bits.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to therapy for that. So woo for that.
Okay.
But it is like a huge like I guess process to like kind of like digest and like dissect, because it's like you go your whole life like being raised one way, and then coincidentally out of nowhere you got images and like blips of like things that you don't really understand or know.
Okay.
But how I'm getting through it is just like honestly just being a service to other people. And, like,
Yeah.
just being like just there.
That's huge. How you ended that's one of the biggest ones, and really look for like a practice that help people get out of whatever situation they're in. And I think you just answered it with that. And so, what do you do every day to be a service? Is it pretty much your job and what you do, or do you act outside of it?
Yeah, like I do creative things I'm doing, like I'm talking to somebody about it. I'm actively journaling. I'm, doing things that make me like light up on the inside, like clay pottery or playing video games or just
Yeah.
writing stories. Like it's just the things that cultivate a positive outlook instead of just focusing on the negative. Like I think we can get really caught up in like this in our whirlwind of like just like self doubt, disbelief, but like
Man.
that. I mean, that's the enemy trying to work and like kind of get you down that rut. Like kind of just got to keep moving forward. Just like we're not asking like at work we have like we're always training people to get better because we have
Yeah.
like a growth mentality, and we're not asking anybody to like be 100% every single day.
Yeah.
It's more so just about getting 1% better.
Thank you for that. That's probably one of the best notes you could have offered right there, because that's huge. Because we're always, my mindset for the longest was on the greater scheme of maybe 365% better every day. So thank you for that little a bullet point right there, because that's one of the biggest ones. Take it step by step.
Yeah, I mean, I have a tattoo on my chest here. It's the runic symbol of Dagaz because I like God of War, and so Dagaz represents like a transformation over a long period of time. It talks about those step-to-step things that you do to get to that enlightenment because it's an hourglass on its side. So it's like in the middle is where you find that enlightenment with two opposites like converging together.
Oh, okay, I got you. What found you to that spot?
God of War.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, I got you.
I was playing the game. I was like, yo, they got some cool tattoos, bro. I was like,
let me check
sign
that
me
out.
up.
I got you. Do you think there's a good power in communication and building relationships with people?
Yes, definitely. Because I mean, that's where you can find relatability. It's almost like you can find a mirror within somebody else. Like you can talk to somebody and see like the same similarities. You could see like the differences on like your personalities, but that's also where you basically find yourself, and it's like it helps you reflect. It's like, oh man, I remember that time I talked to John. I remember that time I talked to this person. It's like that's what molds you into who you're going to be.
Yeah, that was huge. So thank you so much for that. And that's one of the things right there. You're humble in the beginning, saying you're not too sure if your story would be able to make an impact, but the words you just said and the words you said really from every question or answer I asked you, or a question I asked you for every answer, could definitely make an impact. If someone's on here to listen and learn, whether they're going through the same thing or anything, that could hugely make an impact. So do you think goal setting is necessary to inspire action and move forward?
Yes, definitely. If you don't have a vision, like there's an old saying. It's like people without vision will perish, and that was like 4,000 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's just like
Proverbs. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if it was working back then, it's gonna work now. And it's like if you don't have a vision for where you want to go, if you don't have a vision of like what you want to see out of your life, you're gonna just be like sitting on the ground somewhere, like, not really knowing what to do. So it's just more so about like where do you want to be, what's preventing you from getting there, and then that's the goal that you want to set.
Okay. Awesome. Go and direct with the thing that you probably least want to do in the moment, but the thing that's going to get you to where you want to be.
Right.
That's awesome. Thank you for that message too. I appreciate it, Machi. And lastly, do you think a message like unity in today's world, or working together, you and I together, could make an impact?
Of course.
Whoever it reaches.
Yeah. Like I mean, that's the point. Like it, like even in something as simple as like the movie like Planet of the Apes, like he had that stick analogy. One stick strong, you breaks, but sticks together, like it's unbreakable. So
Dude.
that's where you find your strength. It's when you're with people. Like we weren't designed to be alone. Like that's why you have Adam and Eve and everybody else, because it's a communal thing. It's like it's supposed to be like that.
Yep. Well, man, thank you so much. I couldn't be more blessed by your answers, and I guarantee someone on here listening was going to be definitely appreciative of this conversation. So thank you so much. Mind if I get a hug from you? Thank you so much. That was great. Thank you for watching this interview. We hope and pray that this story could help you, encourage you, or inspire you to take action in any way. We challenge you to see yourself in every interviewee, and we challenge you to get out and talk to one new person every single day. If this impacted your life in any way, please like, share, and subscribe. We're posting one new video every single day, Monday through Saturday. Thank you so much for your time. This is the People's Podcast. We're praying for you always.
Man, that's deep.